you all hear this. He's been in the company for just over a week, and he's enrolled 19 new people in just over a week. Okay, so I think right now what this is a very practical way now. How do I get this information, and how do I make this work for me? This gentleman's a former Kentucky football player with the Wildcats. You know, and in basketball, they're rated number 1. I played football there. He's former arena football and NFL player. He's a total health and fitness enthusiast, and he's currently doing business development for a clinical research company, and he's traveling all over the country, okay? And he really believes in leading by example and creating the vision for others. And his name's Stephen Scaldaferi. And Stephen, are you on the line? I'm going to open up this line for you to say hello. Let me get this right here. Are you there, Stephen?
Yes, Jay, I am. Can you hear me good?
Sure can. You know, I just want everybody to know this. Stephen's kind of blown me away. I've been in the company a long time, and to get 19 people in 1 week, he's doing something very, very special. So what I thought we could do to wrap up this call is to give you a strategy that Stephen is using and what he's saying to get the sign up and to get 19 people involved. So Stephen, if you would just share what you're doing.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks, Jay. I really appreciate the opportunity to kind of pass along some of the different strategies I've been doing. I'm going to repeat these first two things twice because I think it's really it's not only what I believed kind of going into it and how I approach things in my daily life, but also the initial feedback I'm hearing from some of the folks that I've signed up when we're trying to, work with them to find, partners or buddies to kind of, embark on these on this system as well. The first thing is the bottom line that everyone needs to understand is this system is for everyone. And I want to make that clear. It is for everyone. There's not one single person that cannot benefit from Isagenix, period. As young, as 4, right? A lot of these things are down to the age 4, all the way up to my father who's just started it, and he's 65 years old and is loving it on day 5, right? He's kind of renewed energy. So again, that's the most important thing is this system is for everyone. And really what I'm going to tell you guys here is it aligns with you personally, because what I'm hearing more so than not is people saying, oh, I know so-and-so, they would never do this. Well, did you ask them? No, I just know them. Did you ask them, right? Because I think at the end of the day, why are you making a decision about someone else's health in a negative way? Why you believed in this? Why would you want to pass along the negative connotation that someone else wouldn't be interested in this? Because what we find is when we actually ask these people and get to understand them and know them a little bit more, there's a lot more to that person, even if it's your best friend, than what you can really understand yourself and attest to. So I kind of break my my strategy down into really 4 high levels, and it's the prospecting, it's having that first call with them. The third part is their response, which is going to be typically what does this entail and how much money do I have to spend, and then really 4 is the checkout process where you're getting them registered. So those are kind of the 4 high level points that I want to touch on briefly. And really the prospecting for me was probably within, I'd say, an hour after I signed up, I sent a text message out, and basically I just started scrolling through my phone. Right, you have a group of names, they all of a sudden come to your brain and say, oh, so and so would love this, right? And I sent out 40 text messages, probably within less than a minute, right? Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, just sending it out. And my message was, really at the simplest level, are you interested in joining me for a 30-day health cleanse? Well, I will tell you, out of 40 people, about 29 of them responded back within 5 minutes. And their answer was very simple. It was either yes or what do I have to do or how do I get started? The people I didn't get one person, not one out of those 40 that said, no, I'm not interested. So right there, I'm giving people an opportunity. The people that respond back right away, immediately I'm texting back with them. And I will tell you right now, I laugh at a lot of the people that say, well, I'm too busy for this in my normal job. I will tell you right now, Jay wasn't lying. I travel 45 weeks out of the year on a plane, and I'm in client meetings all day. But it's something that I do believe in, that I can bring this greater benefit. So that's the first thing. The next thing they're going to ask you is send me information. Well, that's my approach is they're not getting any information until they talk to me. Because, again, you're taking all the knowledge that you have about this, and even if I customized a movie or a video or information myself, I still don't think it does justice to the power of my voice and the enthusiasm and the energy that I'm going to bring, and they're going to go, you know, people want that, right? It's the reason people look in magazines and the reason people flip through pictures, right? They think they want that lifestyle. Well, what we find out is they do want the healthy lifestyle, and when you really start to peel back the onion, they're struggling, right? They're, you know, as Jay mentioned the numbers here when we were looking at the weight loss, right? Of the 19 people that I've signed up, 18 of them want to lose weight. You know, there's one, which happens to be my wife, that doesn't. She wants to gain weight and she likes to cleanse. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but, you know, all these people, they, even if it's 3 pounds, 10 pounds, there's people telling me I need to lose 95 pounds. I've just completely lost myself. So I want to be on the phone with them. And I think that kind of leads us into number 2. And really my response, just to clear it up, right, my response to them is, great, I'll give you a call this afternoon. Not asking them for any times, and I reach out to them, right? I don't want to put information in their hands yet to give them the opportunity to tell me no when, A, they're probably not going to read the whole article or watch the whole video that I'm going to send them, and B, it's up for their determination, and it's really, if they're at a point where they're, you know, they've gained too much weight and they're looking to lose weight, most likely they're not making the most fully educated decisions anyway. So why don't I have an opportunity to help them customize a plan? So that's where it turns into really the call with them. And the first goal is I don't need to tell them anything about isogenics to start. I need to understand what their needs are and what their goals are. And basically when you're asking them what their goals, when I sent you that text message, you responded so fast with interest. What interested you? Oh, I know, I just eat terrible, right? And they start telling you everything that they may not tell you in a daily setting. I eat terrible, I've gained all this weight, summer's coming up, whatever that may be. And all your job is to listen, right? You need to understand them. And then the next thing I do is I typically ask them, take me through a typical day, right? You mentioned you're struggling with X, right? Always bringing the personal part back to them and reuse their words to educate them more on themselves. And what you're going to find is they're going to tell you more and more and more. So you're looking at them and it's, tell me about your typical morning, right? Most likely if they have kids, they're running around the house, right? They're trying to get them ready for school. They're changing diapers. They're doing all these things. And even if they don't have kids, it's, oh, well, I'm sleeping in. I'm getting up just in time to, you know, grab my cup of coffee and head to work. Well, right there, red flag, right? Okay, they're either A, not eating breakfast, or B, they're grabbing something, you know, on the road, or buying something, or grabbing a snack, or grabbing, you know, just a Nutri-Grain bar, or whatever it may be. So that's my first flag right there, right? Tell me your typical lunch. I will tell you right now, probably 8 out of 10 people are not making their healthy or even lunches every day, and bringing them to work. So that's kind of, you know, the next stage is, tell me about your lunch. Well, on average, so of the 19 people, 17 of them were spending between $8 and $13 a day on lunch alone, right? And what they've said is, their first comment to me is, oh, I typically try and target a salad every day, and I try and get some grilled chicken on it. Well, if I fast forward real quick, about 10 minutes later in the call, yeah, you know, occasionally, yeah, I just get in a pinch, and it just ends up being, you know, a meatball sub. Well, what's occasionally, right? Because that really, what that means is they're getting a cold cut, they're getting this, they're getting that, and they end up spending more and more and more. And when they have those choices and someone says, what would you like to drink? It's easy for them to say a Diet Coke, iced tea, lemonade, all these other things that is not following the plan. And what happens is they're doing something different every single day. And what that leads to is their body has no clue when it's going to get something nutritious. It has no clue when it's going to get that next phase of energy, because maybe they skip more breakfast the next morning. Maybe they skip it 3 mornings in a row and then they eat it. And their body is almost going to this mode of, well, I'm not sure what you're going to do with me next, so I'm going to react this way. And usually it's the opposite of the goals they're looking for. So right there, that $8 to $13, you can almost check that person off as someone that's going to sign up. And we'll get to that here in step 3. And then really the dinner part for me, and then everybody says it, right? Number 1 is time. and number 2 is if they're traveling at all. It's usually those tendencies right there with regards to time and travel. So basically, you'll find out a lot of their personal goals just in that right there, because you can hear the stress in their voice of they never know what to do, right? And what you want to do is you need to help them understand, I want to take the guesswork out of your daily life. You're not even able to enjoy things because you're thinking too much about what could I eat here? And the number one question that they ask themselves is this bad for me? And we need to change the thinking, mainly in America, but in the world of not is this bad for me, but is this good for me? And if the answer is no, then don't eat it. Don't drink it, right? If it's not good for you, why would you put it in your body? It's not, is this bad for me? Because it's just the mindset that we've created in our society. And then from there, right, we're going to move on to step 3, because once you start talking about this and really understanding them as a whole, what you want to tell them is, let's customize something for you, because what I heard you say was you're spending $8 to $13 a day. So what if I could put you on an entire program? I could eliminate the guesswork out of your breakfast. I could eliminate the guesswork out of your lunch. I could provide you with healthy snack alternatives throughout the day so you're not having the constant search for that. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and I'm going to give you this cleanse, but I'm going to give it to you for free, right? Because what I heard you say was you're spending $8 to $13 a day. So, I want to give you an opportunity to really customize this, and this is where number 3 comes in, because their questions are all of a sudden going to go to, what does this entail, and how much money? And if you notice, I've had this full-blown conversation with someone. I haven't said the word isogenics. I haven't said anything. All I've got them is interested in how I can make their lifestyle a little bit healthier. And this is where you get into what does this entail, right? And this is where you repeat their things, right? You've mentioned to me that you may get breakfast some mornings, you may not get breakfast. You've mentioned to me that sometimes some days you eat breakfast and some days you don't. And you've also mentioned to me that you're spending $8 to $13 for lunch. And then you're kind of reiterating again, hey, what if we can provide you the solutions? What if we can get you a lot of your multivitamins and minerals throughout the day, but in a shake fashion, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start talking to you a little bit about the isogenics program and what I've already started. And I'll tell you right now, and I repeat, and I tell people this: do you hear any lack of energy in my voice? Right? I think I'm doing okay, right? And if I'm this excited about it and I'm this passionate about it, right? This is what we want to do. So let's talk about some customization here, right? So you start to talk about a little bit, right? They want to know how much it costs. They're going to keep asking you that. And basically what I tell them is, for $10 a day, I can provide you a fully customized solution to meet your needs. And you just pause on that. They want to start doing the math. Oh my goodness, so it's $300 a month. And I said, based on what you told me, in $8 to $13 a day, you could be spending $500 a month for lunch, is what I just heard you kind of say. Oh yeah, I never really thought about it that way. Then why would you think about it as $300 a day a month now, right? Let's put a solution together for $10 a day to get you started. And just as a side note, in my mind, there's only a 30-day system for everybody at the bare minimum. There's no 9-day fixes. They didn't get overweight in 9 days. I'm very, you'll hear the intensity in my voice come out, but I tell them that, right? Because I know these people, and it's not a fix. And they say, well, I have to be somewhere in 9 days. Can I just do this one? Well, sure you can, but what are we going to do? We're going to set up your auto ship to ship to you again in 9 days, because this is a system, right? And this is a process here. So really, when we start to talk about the $10 a day, that gets eliminated immediately when you help to start them understand that it's a redirection of their money, right? I want to take that lunch money and I want to provide you a full solution for your day to make your day complete. Because in my mind, that is your 4 cleanse days a month, and it's your breakfast and your lunch. Or for me, and again, I personalize it back to myself, I'm traveling a lot, so I'm getting off the plane at 7 o'clock. I get home at 8 o'clock. It's either heat up something real quick or have my shakes with me where I can have that solution where I don't feel like I'm late night eating again, because that normally turns into, having a little bit more than I really should be eating, or maybe I'll just grab a little bit extra something here or there. So that's really, a lot of the what's it entail, but really when you start to talk about that customized solution and really working with them and walking them through each of those pieces with regards to, this is I want to take what you're doing now and I want to make it better. And even if we save money or if it's a wash in the money, it's not going to cost you any more money because we know once they start, they want more. Once people see 1 pound off the scale, 2 pounds off the scale, 10, 15, 20, they want more. And as a reference, right, I had someone call me back today. He's 4 days into the program. He's dropped 7.5 pounds, and he can't wait to go to church on Sunday because he wants to tell everybody about it, right? And it's just one of those things where it's contagious. He has 4 little girls, and he said 2 of his girls came up to him the other day and said, "Daddy, where's your belly?" Right? And he said, "I haven't really lost that much weight that I guess they might have recognized where my belly was, but it's just that wake up call, right? Because little kids want to tell everybody, right? Did you see my daddy's stomach, right? It's all those little things that you're selling, if that's what you think this is, goes out the window. You're helping someone live a healthier lifestyle, and the byproduct is you're going to be compensated for that. So I can't think of a better way to bring about the health and the overall just fitness in our society than to bring this to someone. And then the last part I want to touch on is really just the checkout. And this is where you can really get them to understand I'm not selling you this and I'm leaving, right? I've thought about this and I've customized your plan. And it's simple, very, very, very simple things like you don't tell someone that it's 90 cents more for a packet of, the Isoline shake. What you do is you say, I've customized your program to be half canisters and half packets, right? I want you to be able to have the canisters for when you're at home, but I want to provide that solution, and I want to take the guesswork out. I don't want you thinking, how am I going to get this canister, to work with me or on the airplane or what am I going to do? Grab a packet and hit the road, right? You're gone. We're making this a customized solution. So you don't tell them that it's 90 cents more, right? In my math, I've already factored it in, right? Everyone needs canisters and packets, period. Someone who works at home 24/7 needs some of the packets. If anything, they may come back to you and say, I don't want any canisters, I want packets. That's great. It's an extra $9 a day, or $9 a month, I'm sorry, right? So that's it. But I think in taking a little bit of those out, I think about the shakes. It's always half canisters and half packets, right? I think about the cleanse. It's always a 32-ounce bottle in the fridge. It's always one package of 16-ounce of the 16 bottles in the packet, the little 2-ounce shots, right? Again, customize it so they can't think, because the worst thing that can happen to you is you think about that $9 a day, right? And again, you're making decisions for someone else. And you get them 2 32-ounce bottles, and they call you on day 2 and say, how on earth am I supposed to get this to work, right? Immediately they're getting frustrated with something that's supposed to be easier for them. So you get them a 32-ounce bottle, and you get them the 2-ounce bottles. For the Ionic Supreme, I think the 32-ounce bottle is phenomenal. I think it tastes great. I think it's everything that someone would want. But in my brain, it's not practical. It's practical if they're just going to take it every morning right when they roll out of bed, and here you go, but all of a sudden they have to go out of town for 3 days and they get frustrated. So the little stick packets are fantastic. They're great. Again, this is where I think, we can eliminate this guesswork from them. Don't ask them all these questions. The only question you need to know is, do you want chocolate, do you want vanilla, do you want strawberry, or do you want berry? That's it. Outside of that, I've customized the program for you, and you're talking them through it, right? And if you want to take it a step further, and really challenge, yourself and your ability to really customize things, tell them, you know what, I'm actually going to just put you on some canisters. It's $9 cheaper a day, right? Most would look at it as $9 more expensive a day. No, I'm going to get you a couple canisters so you can keep it at the house, because for breakfast, you can pop the top off a canister and put 2 scoops in and hit the road, right, and make that at home. I'm going to save you $9 a day by going ahead and doing that, because you are, right, or $9 a month, I should say, because you are. And really, that's when all of a sudden the light bulb in their head goes off. He's not interested in my money. He really is interested in helping me provide a solution to the challenges that I see every day. And then really the wrap-up for me is, hey, make sure you send me a text or give me a quick call when you get your products. I want to walk you through it real quick. I'm sending them an email with the 30-day little flyer in it, and I'm asking them, hey, take a quick minute. It's only 4 quick pages to flip through. Flip through that and take a review it just so you can understand everything. And then I'm having them commit to me on which day they're going to start, and I'm following them through that. Right, whether it's their it's going to be their pre-cleanse days, and some of my folks are going, oh, it says I have to do 2 pre-cleanse days, but I can't. Right, I just know I need the 3. That's okay, no worries. Right, you can do 3 pre-cleanse days. That's perfectly fine. And then you have the other ones that say, no, 100% I have to start the cleanse tomorrow. Well, then I'm just going to go ahead and make you wait a whole nother week. Well, no, I don't want to mess up the program, right? And then they start to get invested in this, right? And they're hungry for it. Great, we're going to start on this day, but we're going to start with the shakes, right? Do the plan that the research is showing works. They've done clinical studies, right? Follow the plan, right? This is what we committed to. And then really it's following up with them, right? On the cleanse days today, I start pretty much everybody I know. Their cleanses are Monday and Tuesday is how I focus them. I really get them dialed in to starting the week off right. So Monday morning it's a text or a quick email out. Hey, guys, looking forward to it, or it's Sunday night, right? Don't forget tomorrow's a cleanse day. And I've walked through that with all 19 people, and I have not, right? I took a little bit different strategy and approach, but I have not really started talking to anyone yet about, who else do you know? For some people that are asking the questions, hey, I know someone, right? It gives me an opportunity to kind of develop my message a little bit more because, again, I'm only about a week into this, but I'm already getting the callbacks going, hey, you know what, this isn't that bad. I'm not hungry at all. I saw so-and-so at the gym, and, I was just, they're going to bring it up in casual conversation. They want people to know about what they're doing. And so I think it's been the most contagious thing. Today was, another good day, right? I only signed up 1 person today. However, I had 3 people call me say, hey, I didn't really know what to talk to people about or say about. Would you mind talking to them? And they're coming back because they're already feeling the effects of how amazing this is. So, Jay, I'm not sure if you have any questions, but that's kind of my high-level approach.
You nailed it. I think, folks, we really covered so much on this call, and I just want to thank Stephen for getting on the line here. I want to thank